Alright, what's up YouTube? I need to define what a simp or a mangina is. Okay, I think a lot of people use those terms and it's almost like slang, where people use slang but they don't really know what it means. Okay, and I'm going to be really clear in this one. Men and women, we are not perfect. We are flawed. So because we are flawed, we have certain behaviors that we can't understand, and we just have to write it off, right? So there's certain things that women do. Like, there's things that I've seen my mother do, my aunts do, my sisters do, my cousins do, women that I've talked to, coworkers do as women, okay? I don't understand why they do it sometimes, but you know that you just have to write it off as, hey man, that's just how women are. Okay, it is what it is. Just like there are certain behaviors that we as men show that women can't understand, and they simply write it off as that's just how men are. Okay, it is what it is. You can hate it, but it's part of life. Like I said before, you're not perfect. Trust me, if you're a dude and you think you have it all together, there are women out there that will say, why does he do that? Your mother probably will say, I don't know why Johnny does that, but he's a boy, he's a man, that's just what men do. That's how they operate. Now, that is okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is we also have behaviors that are just flat out wrong, that you shouldn't do. I don't care who's doing it. You should never accept it or put up with it. You have to stop it. It's just like somebody who's stealing. No, you cannot do that. That has to stop. That's not just who you are. Okay? But what a simp and a mangina does, is that they take all behaviors and attribute it to that of just what women do, and vice versa. I don't know if there's a term for a female simp or mangina, but in a nutshell, both parties would do the same thing. Take negative behaviors and act as if that's just how that gender works. One of those unhidden rules just about the gender. He's a man, that's what they do, or he's a woman, that's what they do. And that is what an enabler does. So that is what a simp does. That is what a mangina does. So I think people need to clearly understand this. Really, it's not about supporting all behaviors. But at the end of the day, people have personality traits, and whether you like it or not, you just have to deal with it. But when you look at somebody, there are things that you have to be able to say, hey, I may not agree with this, but I know that this is how this person is. That's just how they operate. That's what they do. But at the same time, you have to be mindful of other behaviors where it's just like, even if they're used to this is clearly wrong. Right? And I have to not accept this, and I have to move on. So if you're a man out there, be careful with how you use the term simp or mangina. Okay? Because you have to be able to prove it. You just can't say because a dude is talking about issues going on with women, or a woman is talking about issues with men, you just can't clearly write people off as, oh, they're a simp or they're an enabler or whatever. It has to be based off of some bad behaviors. And like I said before, men and women aren't perfect. Unfortunately, you have a lot of men who think that they're perfect. They think they're the shit. So that everything they do, they can, is clearly, it's clearly reasonable and it makes sense, right? But trust me, there's women who will say, I don't know why he does this. Does it make sense to me? No, that's just how men are. So we all have things that we do that are weird. But no one should put up with things that are, I guess, part of who you are, that are negative. You just can't. Yeah, we know that women like to get their way, and sometimes, they'll use their charm or they'll pout a little bit. That's just a little bit is part of, that's just how women are. You talk to enough of them. I have plenty of sisters, plenty of aunts, so you know what women do sometimes. And yeah, does it make you mad? Of course it does. But part of it is, I understand this is how women are. But at the same time, there's things that you can't do. So throwing a fit, crying, or doing whatever, no, that has to stop. So like I said before you want to label somebody as a simp or a mangina, man or woman, understand what the word means. Please understand what the word means. And secondly, understand that you yourself are not perfect. There's people that are going to be around you that are just going to put up with you because of the whole idea of that's just how men are. Trust me, you're going to want to be with a woman, or if you are a woman, you're going to want to be with a guy who's able to know the difference so that you guys aren't always fighting. Right? I pray to God that, you know, if I ever do get married or whatnot, my wife will know that there's certain things that men do. Right? But then at the same time, be able to call me out on some bullshit. Because sometimes you don't know. And with my wife, I'm going to be in a position where if I choose to get married, I'll be able to know, hey, you know, that's just how women act, you know, so let me not push the button here. Let me take the L or do whatever. But there's going to be times where I'm like, we're going to have to stop. Because that's not, you know, positive behavior. You know, I'm not going to put up with that. So anyways, hopefully you guys were able to follow me and understand where I'm coming from. Take it easy. God bless.